Atheists are hypocrites. You heard right. They are hypocrites. They're people with double standards who point the finger at Christians and accuse them of being the same things that they are. Exactly. But they cannot see their own faults because they're too busy pointing their fingers at Christians. The average atheist will say, "Oh, well, as a Christian, you believe in things you cannot see. That's stupid." You, as an atheist, have you ever seen anything pop into existence from nothing? Not a single atheist seen this. Not a single atheist ever saw the universe create itself by no one, for no reason at all, and from nothing. Not a single atheist was there. But they believe it happened anyway, because a man they don't even know from Adam, with a name badge who works in a lab, said so. Richard Dawkins, Hitchens, and all the other famous scientists, Lawrence Krauss, none of them were there in the beginning and saw it happen. None of them. Lawrence Krauss and his book, A Universe from Nothing, he wasn't there. It's theoretical, not factual. His book is not based on observation. He didn't see it happen. It's speculation, presuppositions, assuming, and guesswork, and theories and wild ideas. He didn't see it happen. No scientist did, no atheist did. Yet the atheist believed it happened anyways, by itself, from nothing, for no one, for no reason at all. The entire universe just created itself. And not one atheist seen this happen. But yet they believe this is the way it happened. They believe it. It did it itself. No God is needed. No gods of any kind are needed. It just created itself on its own, fine-tuned itself. The earth formed, an atmosphere formed specifically for life, all for no reason at all. Everything just is the way it is because it did it itself. They believe this. No gods required. They absolutely believe it, and yet they can base this on zero observation. No atheist saw it happen this way, but they believe it did happen this way. So they believe in something that they did not see and they cannot see. All they know is that the creation is here. That's all they know. How it happened, they didn't see. So an atheist believes in things that he did not see and cannot see. He didn't see the creation of the universe, so his position is based on blind faith in something that he did not see take place. Yet he has a position on how it took place in his mind, and he still believes it anyways. So when the atheist points his finger and says, "You believe in everything you cannot see," so does the atheist. And the atheist cannot say, "Well, the creation is here, isn't it?" Because a Christian can say the same thing. "Well, God must exist. After all, the creation is here, isn't it?" So that's not an argument either for the atheist. That's a fallacy. Both sides can use this. The atheist has nothing to offer the Christian to prove his position. Nothing but faith. All the atheist can say is, "Well, I believe this is the way it happened," and then tell you his side. That's all the atheist can say. He can't show you a video of the creation creating itself from nothing for no reason at all. Nobody filmed it. Nobody was there. Nobody saw it. Nobody can. Nobody did. Nobody ever will. Yeah, he believes it anyways. He never saw it with his own eyes. And the atheist will call the Christian irrational and say, "Oh, well, we believe in science, but you God believers, you're just totally irrational, religious as nuts. You need to come down to earth, wake up to reality, and join us in the realm of science. We believe in science. Okay, let's see which conclusion is science. Now, I'm not here to prove God exists, and the atheist cannot prove his side either. What I'm about to discuss is what conclusion is logical based on real science. Since the atheists say Christians don't base their belief in an intelligent creator based on science. So let's see if this is true, which, by the way, it's not. It's completely false. My belief in an intelligent designer of the universe, a conscious, intelligent, creative mind, is based on science, not void of it. What the atheist believes is not based on science, not the Christian. Now let's go over this. True science is observation. Observing something that we can see with our own eyes. We can observe it. We see it repeating all the time, which proves itself. It's predictable. This is real science, atheists. We observe every day. Intelligence only comes from intelligence. Not a single observation done by a man on this planet has ever witnessed an intelligence coming from a non-intelligent source. Not a single observation. It's not observable, cannot be repeated because you cannot observe it in the first place. Not predictable. It fails the true scientific methods, every one of them. So the Christian view that an intelligent designer created us, intelligent beings, is based on actual science, observation, repeatability, predictability, because we only see intelligence creating intelligence. An intelligent woman gets pregnant, gives birth to an intelligent being. It grows up and does the same thing, and the chain continues on. That's all we ever observe. So my side as a Christian is based on the evidence, on science, what we observe. The atheist is not. No one has ever observed intelligence coming from anything else other than intelligence. So it's the atheist believing that a non-intelligent process started everything and created intelligent life. Science doesn't back up their conclusion that no gods are needed and no God created. That conclusion is not based on science. Next, life created itself. Well, what do we observe? Living beings have only come from another living being. We have never seen a fully functioning living kind of anything, a dog or a frog or a bird or a cat, a chicken, a rooster, a cow, a horse, or a human being, a snake, a fish, any fully functioning, formed, living thing. Scientists have never, ever, 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 ever observed as coming forth from dead matter by itself, by no one and for no freaking reason at all. Not a single scientist has ever seen this happen. So the scientific method, once again, observable, repeatable, predictable, every scientific method proves life only comes from life. We have only seen a fully formed living thing of any kind, species, regardless what that species is, coming from another kind, the same species, that was pre-existing and living already, which spawned the next one. and it spawns the next one, and their lifespan continues. All creatures up to man, that's all we see. This life giving birth to that life. This life giving birth to that life. Nobody has ever seen a fully functioning species of any kind come forth from a chunk of dead matter for no reason at all, period. Not a single scientist or atheist has ever seen this. Therefore, the belief the Christian holds that a living, intelligent being created living, intelligent beings is backed up by the scientific method. It's based on science, atheists, not void of it. It's based on it. So, when the Christian comes to his conclusion that a living, intelligent being created, that conclusion, again, we're not here trying to prove God to atheists, nor can atheists prove their side. We're simply, once again, so nobody gets this video wrong, I'm simply going over what our conclusion is based on. Actual science or no? So when I conclude that in my view an intelligent living being created intelligent life, that conclusion is based on science, observation, predictability, repeatability, what we see happening every day, and nothing has ever happened to the contrary. So my conclusion is based on the observable evidence, actual science. The atheist is not. Nobody has ever seen life create itself with no help at all, by no one, for no one, and for no reason at all. Boom, it just happened. An entire species from dead matter. Poof, here it is. It just came out of freaking nowhere. You know, a new species. We don't know how it got here. It just crawled out of this chunk of dead matter for no reason at all. It's fully alive and functioning. Here it is. Nope. No observation of anything happening that's stupid. An atheist called Christian silly. Yet they believe life just crawled from dead matter for no reason at all. By no one, for no reason. It just happened. Against all observations stating to the contrary. Believing once again in something they cannot see and never did see and never will see, and something that is not based on science at all. Never been observed, can't be repeated, not predicted, nothing. No scientific method backs this up. This isn't science. The atheist view is not based on science. And next we go to consciousness. We have only seen consciousness come from consciousness. Has anybody seen a baby born from an unconscious rock? From an unconscious 2x4 laying on the ground near a construction site? Has anybody ever seen a baby come forth from a freaking forklift? A pickup truck? The side of a mountain? For no reason at all? No. A human baby that is conscious and self-aware has only come from another being that has been conscious and self-aware. Consciousness comes from consciousness. We've never seen anything to the contrary. To say that that dead matter can produce self-aware consciousness for no reason at all, and it's never been observed, is absurd. And the atheist once again calls the Christians irrational. We're the nutty ones, really? Have you seen this, atheist? Tell me in the comments. I want the year, the date, the day, and the hour this was observed. I want to know the scientist who observed it. I want his peer-reviewed work. Give me the website. Give me the scientist's phone number. I want to know when it was observed that consciousness came from something that was dead and not conscious, not living at all, just dead matter. And suddenly, poof, something became conscious. Nothing has ever been observed besides consciousness coming from consciousness. So my conclusion, once again, that a conscious, living, intelligent, all the things we just covered, being created conscious, intelligent, living beings. I could keep going down the list on every single thing. And on the Christian side, there's observation, repeatability, predictability, actual scientific methods, science supporting their conclusion. Now, can we prove our conclusion? No, you never will to an atheist. So again, I'm not here to prove God, because he'd have to come down to the ground and shake an atheist's hand before the atheist believes. And if that were to happen, the atheist still would not believe, because the atheists don't want to believe. It's not about evidence. It never has been. It's a heart condition. The atheists love sin. They love to do as they please and not think that there's going to be any accountability, not accountable to nobody. That's what this is all about, not evidence. But anyways, getting back to my point, I'm not here to prove God. I'm not here to prove anything in this video. This video is simply about whose conclusion is based on actual science. And again, we've gone over it, I'll repeat. The conclusion that a conscious, living, intelligent being created God, created God. Woo! Boy, that was a slip up. Created conscious, intelligent life? Well, that's based on evidence. My conclusion is based on science, atheists. Yours is not. You can't show me consciousness coming from non-consciousness, intelligence coming from something not intelligent, and something living coming from something dead. You cannot show me any of those things. Neither can an atheist show me anything coming out of thin air into existence that I can touch with my own hands. That I can say, okay, I saw this just forming in midair, from thin air. I saw it form, it came into existence, and I touched it. You cannot show me this. Yet you believe the entire creation came into existence from nothingness anyways. Lawrence Krauss is like, oh, well, as long as you have particles or atoms and all this bullshit, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Nothing is going to give rise to something. It's inevitable. Well, let's see. The energy, the atmosphere, our reality right now is full of energy all around us. There's energy, atoms, particles everywhere. And nobody still has ever seen anything poof, right into existence from thin air, from nothingness, anywhere in the atmosphere and fall to the ground, to where we could take a picture of it, observe it, video of it, and say, hey, this big chunk of matter, it fell from the sky, and it just materialized from nowhere. Nobody has ever seen it. Yet we still have the same freaking ass particles, same atoms, energy everywhere all around us. Yet, it's never made a piece of solid matter of any kind, of any size, appear from nothingness to where people could observe it. It's never happened. No scientist has observed this. And atheists want to call the Christians nutty and irrational. Yet they're the ones that believe that without anybody at all, Something just materializes out of nothingness for no damn reason at all. And then fine-tunes itself and assembles itself and positions itself just right to support life, does all this shit for no reason at all, and nobody making it do anything. It just does it by itself. I don't know, for no reason. And they call Christians nutty. They call us irrational. They call us afraid of science. People that don't have science. Oh, bullshit. It is the atheists that don't have science. Their conclusions are not based on science at all. I'll tell you what their conclusions are based on. A desire to keep rejecting God. That's all their conclusions are based on. So they come up with all these wild theories and all this other crap, and not a damn one of them that a scientist has come up with has ever been observed, has ever been repeatable, has ever been predictable, has ever been tangible. They're nothing but empty theories, empty ideas, based on freaking nonsense. It is the atheist who is irrational. You see, when you try to avoid God, your excuses are nothing but irrational, nutty, and off of the wall. Because you have to avoid real science, deny all the observation that I just went over, which is real science, deny every observable fact that we've ever seen, and say the opposite happened anyways. You have to deny science to cling to atheism. Because again, the conclusion for God is based on evidence. To conclude a universe and life created itself, that conclusion is not based upon the evidence. There's not a damn observable fact one that supports this. No atheist has ever observed any of it ever taking place. Nor can they predict it, nor can they repeat the process. But intelligence coming from intelligence, consciousness coming from consciousness, life coming from life, something needing something to do something, an intelligent mind creating because it takes an intelligent mind to do something, so that in order for something to happen, for something to be created, all of this we can observe and do observed every day since man has walked the earth, and we don't observe anything else to the contrary. So again, the conclusion that God created is based on everyday observation, true science, supported by the scientific method. Atheism is not. So atheists are hypocrites, because they try to say this and this and this, that, and the other about Christians, when it's the atheist side that has nothing and is nutty and irrational and totally void of common sense. Not the Christian side, the atheist side. The atheists are nothing but irrational hypocrites who are terrified to look at the fact that they are everything they're accusing the Christians of being, and more.